I bury the note back in my dresser and pull out that sweatshirt. Then I patrol around the yard like a security guard. On my third round, a cab pulls up. Mama jumps out wearing pink scrubs, and the cab speeds off. You all right? She calls, immediately wading through the rooms, inspecting each item. I'm cold, and I gotta go, I say, nodding at that big device covering the doorknob. Anybody bother our stuff? Mama rummages through her dresser drawer. Not since I've been here. Why we get put out again? Not now, Genesis. Mama removes some papers from the drawer and shoves them into her purse, picks up her jewelry box and tucks it under her arm. Well, this is a first. Mama surveying the yard, turning in a complete circle. I don't think we've ever been put out so neatly before. After what seems like forever, but actually is only 5 minutes later, a silver Cadillac parks in front of the house. Mama checks her watch and says, right on time, thank God. An old man climbs out. Mrs. Anderson, Mr. Myers, thank you so much for meeting me. Mama blinks her big brown eyes. Ordinarily, I wouldn't because it's your husband's name that's on the lease, and his eyes meet Mama's, and just like that, his clenched jaw softens. I hate to do this, Mrs. Anderson. I really do. But you all haven't paid in months. I know. Cutbacks at the plant. My husband lost half his hours, half his paycheck. Mama gives the same reason every time, but never confesses where the other half of Dad's paycheck goes. We're awfully sorry. We follow him to the porch and up the cracked steps. Mr. Myers gives Mama a gentle smile as he unbolts the metal lockout device. I'll do this favor only for you. I'm truly grateful, says Mama, stepping inside. I really am. I race to the bathroom and my bladder's grateful that the movers left behind the tissue. When I come out, Mama's searching the kitchen cabinets. She turns to me, instructing, Genesis, do a final sweep of your room, just to make sure the movers got everything, okay? In my room, a mirror hangs on the other side of the closet door. No matter how many times I shut it, that door cracks back open. Now, as I check inside to make sure nothing's been left behind, the mirror faces me. It hates me. We stand and stare off, like Celie did, in The Color Purple, this old movie that Mama watches every dang time it comes on TV. In the movie, gorgeous Suge Avery makes Celie face herself in the mirror to convince her she's beautiful, even though Suge called Celie ugly in the first place. You sure is ugly. That's exactly how Suge said it too. And here I am, facing myself like Celie. Well, I say, get on with it. Look at you with that wide nose, my reflection says. I pinch my nostrils down. And those big lips. I smash my lips tight. And that nappy head. I finger the tangles loose. Don't get me started on how black you are. I want to say something, but what? That I think I'm cute? 'Cause I'm not. That I have good hair? 'Cause I don't. That I'm not dark? 'Cause I am. Who you think's gonna love you with the way you look? Cackling echoes through the mirror so loud it could shatter. I can't stand you, I say to my reflection. I slam the door, trapping the voices inside. When we're done, Mr. Myers ushers us back outside, then covers the door handle with the lockout device. Mama holds a box full of spices and canned foods that she found in the kitchen. My search came up empty. She apologizes again for the inconvenience for not paying the rent. Mr. Myers kindly shakes his head. He feels bad for us. I can tell. He doesn't have steely eyes like the last 3 landlords. They looked at us like we were dirt, even though they're probably only mad about being cheated out of their money, which is fair, I guess. But Mr. Myers' eyes are sad, even as he drives away from the curb. I wave goodbye, but he doesn't see it. Mama finds the trash bags and hands me one. Get your clothes out of the drawers and put them in these. She does the same. When we're done, we both sink onto the couch and wait for Dad. I shiver, and Mama takes the couch's throw blankets and wraps it around my shoulders. She checks her watch again. What time is it? I ask. Almost 5. Mama rubs the chill from her legs. Her scrubs are no match for the cold. I take the throw from my shoulders and cover us both. She digs her cell phone from her purse and checks it. More cars drive past, folks looking at us like we're crazy. Mama, I say hesitantly. She looks at me, confused. So I add, did you forget? Today, my friends were coming over? Mama slaps her forehead. Oh, Genesis, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She asks what happened, and I tell her everything besides the confrontational part. She apologizes again and promises to make it up to me when things get back to normal. Things are never normal. But I make a mental note to remind her if they ever are. For another half hour, we sit on the couch, cuddled up. Mama calls Dad twice, and each time he says he's on his way. She's about to hit his number for a third time when he drives up, followed by a U-Haul truck. Before Dad can step a foot on the curb, Mama's already up, fussing. What took you so long? You know how cold it is? Guess you want us to catch a death of pneumonia, huh? Calm down. I told you I had to pick up Dwight and Mike. Dwight and Mike stand next to the U-Haul and nod when Dad says their names. Then we had to go back cross town to get the truck. From the looks of your red eyes, you've been doing more than that, Mama says, all sly. Then she points a finger at him, saying, you told me the rent was taken care of. Then you have me leave my job to cover your mess. Yours. Dad opens and closes his mouth. I'll wait a few seconds for his reaction. And when he doesn't go off, then I get up too. Hey, you did say this wasn't going to happen again, I echo, wrapping a throw around me and standing next to Mama. Just to think, Dad was off somewhere drinking while Regina and her crew were trying to drag me. So I add, and we were called bums, and I almost got into a fight. Mama turns to me, a fight? Almost, I cover. Now I'm mad all over again. How would you like to be called a bum? For a second time, Dad seems at a loss for words, but he recovers and finally says, but you're okay, right? I nod, but Mama, ooh, if her eyes were lasers, she'd surely roast Dad with the look she's given him. What? He says, acting clueless. She said she was okay. Your child is out here about to fight over this mess. Is that what you want for Genesis? I hope not, I mumble under my breath. Come on, Jan, let's get you warm. Mama holds out a hand. Give me the keys so I can start the car. So you mad? You looking at me like this is all my fault. Dad's left eye squints like a tick. Here it comes. This is when the alcohol usually starts talking. Mama doesn't respond, and I take 2 steps back. But Dad, he just reaches into his pocket, pulls out the keychain, and drops it into Mama's hand. Then he jogs over to Dwight and Mike, gestures to the yard, and they get to work loading the truck. What? Whew. Dad's response was, chill. Then I think, dang, the night ain't over. We say goodbye to Euclid Avenue and hello to, where are we going now? I buckle my seatbelt. My hand's a little shaky. Here's the thing. The first time we got put out, we stayed at a motel. And all night long, we heard arguing, cussing, and police sirens. No biggie. The second time, well, we went to Grandma's. But Mama said she never ever wants to do that again. And the third time we got evicted, 5 months ago, we stayed in Dad's friend's basement. That's when Dad, drunk Dad, went off on me. I mean, like really, really went off. His words still ring in my head. You were supposed to come out looking like her. Look at you with your black. I plug my fingertips into my ears to block out his voice. but the slurry words are still there. At first, I was more scared than hurt. Like you know how you can't see dust drifting in the air, but you can see the filthiness after it's settled? That's something like how Dad's words were for me. And you know what? I started studying myself in the mirror, and yeah, he's right. The radio is on, and it's now safe to remove my fingers, my cold black fingers. I remember overhearing Mama once telling her friend that milk baths were good for the skin, and she showing off her arms proudly. That's why Mama's skin is so light, I thought. I know. Of course, that's not why. But it didn't stop me from sneaking a gallon of milk from the fridge and pouring it in the tub. I rolled back and forth trying to get that little bit of milk all over my body. But after the second time, Mama griped, "Who's drinking up all the milk? Ain't nobody that thirsty." That ended that. And I was no closer to looking like Mama. Part of me believes that Dad might not have said those things if it wasn't for us being stuck in a basement. So I know I'm being selfish, but I'd be happier if we stayed at Grandma's, even if her snaps are sharper than an alligator's. "Ma," I hesitate. Where we stand?" I grip the seat cushion, bracing for an answer. "Please not in that basement. Please not in that basement." Dad glances at me through the rearview mirror. "Your grandmother's." "Really?" I breathe out. "Yes." "Shouldn't we talk about this first?" says Mama, the hard look back on her face. "You know how I feel about going there." "I know," Dad interrupts, and where exactly will you be?" Mama interrupts back. "At Dwight's. Somebody has to keep an eye on our stuff." Dad anxiously drums his thumbs on the steering wheel as he explains that our furniture will stay in the U-Haul until he finds us a new place. Why would he want to stay with Dwight? Besides the fact that Grandma has made it clear that a man who can't provide a roof for her daughter can't sleep under hers. But still, Dwight only keeps mayonnaise and ketchup in his refrigerator and has 3 German shepherds that bark all night long. Dad would be better off at a motel. After a few seconds, he mutters, And I'm going to need to borrow some money too." "Really, Emery?" Mama shifts away from him, glaring out the window. "Yep, that's why he's staying with those 3 barking dogs." I hope you enjoyed my reading Genesis Begins Again. Follow me at AliciaDWilliams.com.